In this video, I am going to present the author of the book Holes, named Louis Sachar. We're going to learn about his story, how he is as a person, why I picked him as my character, and what he taught me during my investigation. Hello, my name is Louis Sachar, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I was born on March 20, 1954. At the age of 9, I moved to Tustin, California. I was a very good student. However, I wasn't very interested neither in scripture nor lecture until high school. I attended only one semester in Antioch College in Ohio. My dad died, and that's why I had to go back to California. There I worked selling brushes from door to door. I also studied economics in the University of California. I worked as an assistant in Hillside Elementary School to gain credits for my university. After graduation, I worked in a sweaters magazine. During that time, around the 9 months, I wrote stories inspired in the students I have helped. I am married and I have one kid. Among my most famous books are Holes, Sideways Stories from Wayside School, Wayside School is Falling Down, Wayside School Gets a Little Stranger, Someday Angeline, and The Boy Who Lost His Face. I am 66 years old. I have white hair, but I am semi-bald. My eyes are green and brown. I'm not very strong, and I have white skin. I am an intelligent person who uses this intelligence to write entertaining books with the aim of amusing children. I consider myself as a cultured and creative person. I think I have a good sense of humor and the mentality of a hardworking person. Thinking that I am creative can be very easy because a writer has to have this ability in order to amuse his or her audience. This creativity helped me in my greatest success, Holes, that consists of a boy named Stanley Yelnats who has a curse. He is taken to Camp Green Lake where he had many adventures. I am respectful, educated, committed, and peaceful. My respectful, polite, committed, and calm attitude is due to the values that my parents instilled in me. Also, past experiences and the values of my books. For example, in Holes, Stanley teaches us the value of courage. This book also promotes mental health and personal growth. This is the reason of my empathy. I am outgoing, fighter, I know what I want, and take strong decisions. I fight for what I want. A strong decision I made was becoming a writer because it is very risky. In my life, I lived many important periods of history. In the political part, I lived the Cold War that happened from 1945 to 1991. The United States and Russia wanted to demonstrate to the world who was the best. Also, I observed through the Vietnam War final that took place in 1975. The same population of the United States was asking to move their soldiers out of the battlefield. Finally, I witnessed movements from the United States population for human rights that took place from 1970 to 1980. In the social part, I lived the murder of Martin Luther King in 1968 and John F. Kennedy in 1963. I was influenced by the vibe of California, which was a progressive state. It fostered open-mindedness and a more liberal lifestyle compared to other places in the country. The society was very shaken by social movements that occurred in the 60s and 70s. In 1965, laws were passed that sought to end racial segregation. In the economic part, I witnessed the United States spending a lot of money on weapons and technological advances to compete against Russia in the Cold War. I suffered very much from the recession from 1973 to 1975. This is because the United States entered a period of economic stagnation that generated inflation and increased the cost of living. Finally, I suffered the oil crisis from 1979 to 1980, which was produced by the rise in oil prices. I chose this character because I think he is a very creative person and uses this ability to share it and make other people happy, mainly young people. This author taught me many things to benefit my life, such as hard work. This is because he worked enough to reach his objectives, for example, as a brush seller. This reminded me of the importance of humility. He taught me that to be successful, I have to be myself and foster my own creativity. I can perfectly put into practice the things that he taught me during the difficulties that we are going through. I affirm the above statement because although we are locked up in our houses due to the pandemic, we can keep the hard work always with humility. This means that we have to recognize our own mistakes and work in silence to let success talk by itself. It doesn't matter the toughness of the situation. Never be defeated by it. What does not kill you makes you stronger. I identify with this person because he had to do very difficult things to get ahead, like selling brushes. I say this because since I do a lot of sport, I don't have much time to do schoolwork and it is too difficult to balance everything. It's a very big challenge, but like the writer, I fight every day to get ahead.